Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is David Novak. Poesia, yeah. I am going to give you some poetry. This is from my book Against Fascism, a book which was finished on May 30th. So it is more than a month old, and sad to say, fascism has grown more shameless. It has not fallen as yet, but the resistance keeps growing. All that the fascists have is your compliance in advance if you choose to give that to them. And I often think about a line from the play Lysistrata by Aristophanes. If you have forgotten the course of the play, the women of Athens decide to withhold sex from their menfolk because they want the men to give up war. And at some point, I think it's the main protagonist, says to one of her peers, yeah, they may force you, they may force us to have sex with them, but they will not get any pleasure from it that way. There is no pleasure when they force it on you. Well, so it goes with compliance in advance. If you comply in advance, the fascists will get pleasure from the deed. Whereas if you make it a bitter won victory for them, even if we lose on this front or that front, they will get no pleasure from it. And I believe that we should make every single victory that they claim a bitter one, and it is not certain indeed that they will claim victory in any specific instance or even total victory. So I'm going to read some poems from the earliest section of this book. The book is divided into 3 different sections, and I just sort of picked things up at random. ICE continues to be in the news. The budget for ICE has been drastically expanded. Recently, an immigrant fell off a greenhouse roof or something to that effect whilst a raid was in progress and died. And subsequently, these MAGA folks are rejoicing. They think it's really wonderful that somebody died. This is the MAGA movement that we are having to deal with. So I think I have picked out a poem or two that deal with that. And I've got one that I chose because it is in the news these days, dealing with the Trump and Epstein or Epstein connection. Epstein, I guess, you may recall that Epstein was the best friend of Donald Trump for something like 15 years. They lived down the street from each other in multiple cities. And they would attend parties together, and I believe Epstein would help procure young female companions for Donald Trump. I believe, I'm not sure that that has been verified. Apparently there is more proof out there, but it has not been seen. So one of these poems, just to capitalize on the topicality of it, I thought I would include that with my reading. So let me waste no more time on preamble. When this one was first read online, so this is March 27th, I was accused of hyperbole. Well, subsequent events have shown this is anything but hyperbole. Titled, "Do Not Come to America." Do not come to America. they'll shoot you in the street, or disappear you without law for them to starve and beat, or send you to a labor camp down in El Salvador. There is an on but no off ramp, an in but no outdoor. You have to be really careful about booking your vacation to America if you are coming from abroad. Many persons have been turned away at the gate, so to speak. One young man, they looked into his phone and found a meme pertaining to J.D. Vance on his Facebook or something like that. And so, not welcome in. Whatever cost he had incurred for airfare, hotels, etc., etc. Well, kiss that goodbye. And that is not the worst of it. I mean, other persons have been here on vacation and been spirited to a detention center. It has happened. Now, I have not followed up on Valentina Gomez, but this poem is titled Valentina Gomez Offers a Final Solution, and it's from May 30th. And, well, the poem will tell you what happened pertaining to, I believe, she was a candidate for office, an ad that she ran or something to that effect. I don't know how she fares today. Republican candidate in Texas proposes a unique solution to migrants without documents, a problem she herself invents, but much repeated till it vexes. She offers public execution. A photo posted shows a migrant bound to a chair, while she there hovers with gun in hand, prepared to shoot and make that pistol root a toot. Her smiling visage, keen and vibrant, appeals to hate and cruelty lovers. She styles herself a fan of Jesus, of the Christian faith adherent. Though how long would you have to search to find God's spirit in that church? A Nazarene she'd shoot to blazes, but give devotion to a tyrant. The tyrant, of course, being our resident would-be tyrant, Donald Trump. Not quite good at it yet, but still progressing in leaps and bounds, even as his mind disappears into the shadows of dementia. But with this recent immigrant who fell off the roof of a greenhouse or something whilst the ICE raid was going on, people are becoming inured to deaths of migrants. They are becoming accustomed to these deaths. We have built our own homegrown concentration camp in Florida, Alligator Auschwitz, they're calling it, and they're selling merchandise for it. But in detention centers all across the country, there have been unwarranted deaths of persons detained. The concentration camp built here, mind you, we have licensed out gulags in various countries around the globe. How many, we cannot say. But with the installation of this, or at least so far as we know, our first concentration camp in the midst of the Everglades, where there are no possible weather precautions taken, this site is likely to become a massive death camp should a hurricane come in its direction. But with the establishment of concentration camps here, people say, oh, there's no gas ovens there. Well, even Auschwitz didn't start with the gas ovens. The progression is you start with a concentration camp, then you move to a forced labor camp, and the Trump regime is already talking about utilizing these migrants as slaves, again, leasing them out to various business persons in the agricultural sector. And then the next step, of course, would be, the third step would be the death camp phase. This one is titled Conservative. Conserving white supremacy is apex of their conservation. The rest means shite to them, you see, struggling to build a shithole nation. They called themselves conservative, but spent and borrowed, then stole what poor folks could not give. We live to see a nation sorrowed. Increasingly. Okay, here's the one that I mentioned. The Trump and Epstein axis, or Epstein, I don't know. The Trump and Epstein partnership, that's Donald and that's Jeffrey, held firmly as a vice's grip, their friendship's soft breeze zephyr. But it was largely based upon the trafficking of females, an exploitation mostly done to benefit the free males. The girls within their clutches were not seldom underage. He liked to grab and fondle her without much badinage, the man entrapping such a girl through plots and schemes and pressure, forcibly snatching of that pearl by rape so to access her. It's not to say that exploitation can't happen either way, but better mutual celebration, or be it straight or gay, than gotten by manipulation. That's all I have to say. Which kind of goes with that Aristophanes anecdote which I gave you. And the one with which I closed out the first section of the book, and that was on April 7th, it appears, titled Looking for Faith, Hope, Charity in All the Wrong Places. Another day, another week, another month goes by. Innocent men humiliated in their prison lie. The travesty of justice with attendant cruelties meted began when in my country law electorally was defeated. It hardly took a moment for words to transform to action, spurred on by a malignant, narcissistic, mixed-up faction. So now, because of our own mess and failure to live up to high ideals, we have to drink from that most bitter cup. The proud must fall, and it is fair that we come crashing down, as we inflict on innocence such traumas we've homegrown. When they were visitors come here for faith, hope, charity, believing we were better than, alas, in fact, we be. I think there's something in the Bible about hospitality towards strangers and how one should treat a stranger in one's midst. That goes by the wayside with our Christian fascists, or Christian nationalists as they call themselves. Anyhow, I thought I would share some poems from Against Fascism with you. This, I will put a link in the description box if you would like to possess a copy. I have kept my Microsoft Word account open, and so periodically as I read a poem and come across a typo, I try to correct it. I apologize to those who have previously bought copies with typos, and I cannot say I have hunted them all down, but I am doing my best to keep up with it as I do come across them. Thank you very much for stopping by my channel.